There's just a lot of amazing stories about transformation in people's lives.
Coming to community action, I didn't know about certain things in life. Working on my credit, it got me thinking about my future. Actually meeting with somebody, you learn more. And I actually want to own a business one day. And I never thought about doing that until I started working with community action. When I started talking about my future, talking about my credit, talking about budgeting. I'm willing to do more in life and by myself, all thanks to community action.
My financial coach, she actually became like family. When I started it, I didn't feel, oh, I'm just going to this appointment, I have to go. I actually wanted to go, and I was working part-time in a shelter, and then I got another part-time job, and I was just like tired of just working part-time. I was moving out of the situation I was in, and I needed more, finances. I have switched to 4 positions since then. I was only doing 40 every 2 weeks, went to 60, went to 80, and now I'm a team lead at the house within 9 months. My youngest son, when he was so excited, he's like, you actually have a normal car and it's not a piece of junk anymore. And it actually made me proud that he was proud of me. And so when he said that he was proud of me that I actually have a decent car, I've noticed that it was worth it. But for everything I've gone through, all the struggles I've had to go through, just having a comment from my son was just amazing.
So financial coaches and employment coaches connect people to a lot of different programs at Community Action Duluth that help people achieve their goals. Big goals of getting off public assistance, getting a certificate, getting a degree, becoming self-sufficient with transportation. Before we were funded by LISC, we had employment coaches over here and financial coaches over there, and they did not work with the same people because of programmatic and funding restrictions. And now we can work with a huge, diverse group of Duluthians on both of those goals at the same time. And that's what became possible with LISC funding in the Financial Opportunity Center and now with the Connect Forward. And so it's very much more holistic than it used to be. It used to be very siloed.
There's a lot of community in this building. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I do this because I care about my residents and I care about homes for them and safe homes and clean homes. I think the convenience of being downtown, being on a bus line, being close to the library, this is a tight community for them here. And I believe that's why they like to be here.
This was a tough project to line up. It's large enough, 150 units and a $19 million price tag to pull off the redevelopment of the building made it a real challenge. It took quite a lot of persistence and pushing from our partners, from the Greater Minnesota Housing Fund, from LISC, and the city, really to set the stage for us to be set up to be successful with the tax credit application. It took 2 years of attempts to Minnesota Housing Finance Agency to get tax credits for the project, but ultimately we were successful, and it's about a $19 million project, so bigger than we've tackled before and bigger than our partner Center City has tackled either.
The kitchens are amazing. There's so much more counter space and cupboard space, and the bathrooms are so bright now, and they're great. From what they came from, they're amazing.
LISC provides a variety of things that help a group like One Roof tackle a project like this. They've provided capacity building support to both Center City Housing and One Roof. They provide operating support to One Roof, which has helped us staff up to do multifamily work. They provide technical assistance, and they also provide a pre-development loan, which helped us pay for professional expenses on the front end of the project so that we can get into it with some degree of less risk. And so now you have a mix in the building of folks that are in the workforce, folks that have some disabilities, and some seniors.
Affordable housing is hard, and I think everyone needs to have a home and be able to afford to have a home. And this will be affordable for people.
Not only do we have old housing stock in Duluth, but we have old commercial buildings as well, and that is definitely the case in Lincoln Park.
Is this the original backed? It is. This is the big.
These buildings have good bones and they have possibilities, but there is a value gap. So the Advance West Fund is gap financing. Our mission is to create a sustainable future. It's about resiliency. And it's about making a neighborhood that is sustainable and resilient. And how do people bounce back? And Lincoln Park is really bouncing back. It's always been a neighborhood of makers. It's the history of the neighborhood, from loggers to woolen mills to car repair places to bakers to people who make shoes. It's reclaiming that history. Job creation is huge. If you can have a job that's right in your neighborhood, how great is that for somebody who might have transportation or childcare challenges? I would say that LISC is an early investor, both in people and in dollars. It is really exciting. It's exciting to be part of it. It's exciting to talk about it. It's exciting to get other people excited about it, really. It's a fantastic place to be.
Food deserts aren't rare to Duluth. We break down barriers in a variety of ways. A lot of it is financial. A lot of residents have financial barriers to accessing fresh and healthy food. We also have looked at a lot of transportation barriers. There hasn't been in the past adequate public transit, affordable, convenient, accessible transportation to get to retailers that currently exist, because all retailers are over a mile outside of the Lincoln Park neighborhood. But without going and knocking door to door, we weren't sure what exactly the barriers were, and we didn't know exactly what solutions that we had to implement in this neighborhood specifically. And so that was the light that was brought with this door to door, and having, you know, really in-depth conversations with residents, as we were actually able to determine, you know, what were the exact barriers and therefore what were the solutions. When we determined that one of the barriers was transportation, the DTA was an obvious fit. It is the mass transit system of Duluth. We launched a pilot program, the Grocery Express, that brought a bus route through the Lincoln Park neighborhood right to the door of 2 different grocery stores in West Duluth. We were able to call on the right partners: Duluth LISC, CHUM, Community Action Duluth, Duluth Community Garden Program, and Zeitgeist Center for Arts and Community. It's our core group of partners. And as we've been working on other solutions, we've also pulled in many other partners. Most importantly to us is our EBT and SNAP Match program. The EBT users at the farmers market have grown incredibly throughout the last 4 years of the farmers market. Anytime that somebody is using their EBT or SNAP dollars, they're able to double that. And so because of that, a lot more residents have been able to have fresh and healthy food. It's been a huge success of the Fair Fit Access campaign, is having that farmers market, having that fresh and healthy food in the middle of the neighborhood has been an incredible solution.
So we're here at the Center for Changing Lives in Duluth. We're on 14th and Superior, which is in the east neighborhood of Duluth. And we will house all of our services for teens and young adults in this building that are either homeless or at risk of long-term homelessness. Well, sometimes they're runaway because they come from unsafe, unstable situations. But a lot of them are just abandoned, neglected. Duluth is a community that believes in investing in our kids and protecting our neighbors and lifting each other up when we're down. And this is a great place for us to do just that. This is LSS's dream come true in this space, and this is really the most beautiful space in the building.
It's always been important to me to do whatever I can to help people improve their lives. So what we try to do during that 18 months is we try to give them a crash course on everything that they're going to need to know so that they will never again experience homelessness.
Well, having a place where you have the stability to know that you don't have to search for a place to sleep every night, or that there's going to be food easily accessible, by offering them a sense of significance, a sense of belonging, and basic safety, those young people will be able to achieve the dreams that they have. One of the populations we'll be serving here are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer kids, or LGBTQ kids. And it's really important to put a focus on that population, because at this point, to the best of our ability to determine demographics, about 7 to 8% of the general population is LGBTQ, but in the homeless youth population, we see 40% of that population comprised of LGBTQ kids. So that is disproportionately high. So this is a place where young people of all identities, of all backgrounds, of all experiences are going to be able to get the basic groundwork they need to realize their potential.
With any kind of big campaign that you do like this, where there's $8 or $9 million needed, an early supporter like LISC is important at the beginning because it helps you launch the momentum that you need to carry out throughout the campaign. It sends a message to the state partners too, that this is an important project and LISC is a trusted entity that others can rely on to say, yes, you should invest in this, because we have.